Oh, we're just gonna start right into it. Hi everyone, Owl here. Welcome to 1,000 Mouths to Scream. I was supposed to do another episode of Far Away, but I've just had a really rough anxiety-ridden day. Oh, by the way, I have anxiety. I don't know if I ever mentioned that before. Not like, oh, I'm feeling a little, like I diagnosed by a doctor anxiety. It's fun. You should not try it, ever. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do like a cozy horror game. And so I picked 1,000 Mouths Must Scream. Is that the title? 1,000 Mouths to Scream. I'm also wearing my honk honk am goose. He's gonna get you. But, so this is like a horror visual novel. And let's get into it. The spaceship made of metal and super strong plastic slowly floats through the vastness of outer space. It is a true technological masterpiece, a perfection of modern engineering. Thanks to solar batteries coupled with thermonuclear energy, the ship can be fully self-sufficient for millennia. The ship's mission is to collect data on a newly discovered exoplanet. A beautiful exoplanet, located at an ideal distance from the sun, so similar to Earth but slightly larger in size. That's called the Goldilocks zone, by the way. And we have found planets that inhabit that zone, they're just really far away. Life is possible on such a planet, and this expedition has yet to find out if it exists there. Considering this is a horror game, probably, and it's probably gonna kill us all. Probably. The planet was given the name Ackerman 10 after my favorite Attack on Titan character. Your actions? Oh, it's a choose your own adventure. Investigate or explore? What's the difference? Well, I would assume investigate means to like scan from space and explore is actually go down there. Not wanting to be brutally eaten by some sort of tentacle monster rancor thing, we're going to investigate first. We're gonna try to be responsible. Oh, use WSAD to move the camera. Click on the marked area to scan the selection of the planet. Oh, okay. Okay, mouse. Can I click anywhere? Should I click this scary black thing? Oh, I have to click on a marked area. How do I know what a marked area is? Oh, that's how I'll know what a marked. Oh. The scan shows that the atmosphere of the planet is comparable to the atmosphere of the Earth. The air on the planet should be practically no different from that of Earth, but with much less pollution. You know, 'cause the humans haven't been doing the human thing here. Okay, now that I know what I'm doing. Aha! Data on the presence of intelligent life on the planet has not been established. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Oh, the temperature in the observed zone is about 37 degrees Celsius. That's kind of warm. Okay, so wear your bathing suits, people. One more. Near the caps? No, nothing at the pole. What about nighttime? Anything happen in the dark side of the moon? How about the southern cap? Ah! According to the images, 70% of the planet is occupied by water, while dense forests can be seen on land. It is amazing what things we have discovered based on external observation alone. These data not only confirm our guesses, but also exceed our wildest expectations. This planet is truly unique. Initially, the purpose of the mission was external observation and data collection. But how much more can we learn from being directly on the planet itself? However, there is only one crew member present on the ship. Slight oversight on our side of things, but His task, if necessary, is to eliminate external breakdowns of the ship. The crew is absolutely not prepared for an expedition to another planet. Initially, there was no such task. The mission involves only external observation. It's too risky an idea to send a person there, especially without preparation. However, all of the most amazing discoveries were accomplished by risk. Your actions? Well, if we stay on the ship, we might as well go back to Earth. And never will it be said that the captain of the USS Cygnus was a coward. Cygnus? Is that the swan? That's a swan. This is a goose. Hyonk hyonk, am goose. It says murder underneath the goose. Can you tell I've been mildly compromised today? I don't think I'm lead. I'm not fit to command this vessel, but I'll do my best, damn it. Cells interlinked. Send out the expedition. Good luck. Ackerman 10. Nick Strange, the only member of the crew of the Aurora 7 ship, arrived at Ackerman 10. His task is to collect samples of soil, water, plants, and give an overall assessment of the planet. How'd I even agree to this? How'd he even get the proper training? What if something happens to the ship while I'm here? Well, it's best not to think about that. The sooner I complete the task, the sooner I'm out of here. Oh, alright. Ooh. It was a dense jungle filled with fern-like plants. Mushrooms of various sizes were everywhere. Don't smoke them. Do you smoke mushrooms? No, you just eat them. Well, you could smoke them, I suppose. We're getting off topic. The sound of the waterfall gave Nick a sense of harmony and calm. It is kind of pretty. Mushrooms. That's the hut. Huh? Snow? In this heat? Nah, this is something else. Yeah, it's probably ash from like a volcano. Oh, I can click on things. Nick took a piece of bark from one of the trees to analyze. It was too smooth to the touch. Something like a piece of rubber. Like a rubber tree? We have those on Earth. Let me, A space capsule that is usually used for emergency evacuations of the crew is not designed for independent flight. Therefore, when Nick completes the task, the ship will have to pick him up along with the capsule. Why did I just refer to myself in the third person? I don't know, Nick. Maybe you're starting to go crazy already, buddy. Looking for things that I can scan. Oh, here we go. Where is it? It was right over here. Nick took a sample of the plant. Good for Nick! Nothing's tried to eat us yet, but early days. Maybe there's nothing to scan here. No, there's gotta be something to scan here. Oh, there we go, the water. Nick took a water sample. Amazingly, microorganisms were found in the water. And Nick was the first of all people to encounter aliens, albeit microscopic ones. However, he wasn't thrilled with the idea. Nick just wanted to get back to the ship as soon as possible. That's fair. We did send him on his own to a potentially hostile alien planet. Partially for insurance reasons. Nick raised his head and saw above him a huge dome, from the folds of which yellowish particles were falling. Ooh, it's pollen. Oh, it's pollen. It was fungal spores of enormous size. Oh, God. Oh, that's not bad. Nick took samples of the mushroom spores. Well, back to the tent. I've collected all the samples you need. Come pick me up. I'm sorry, but you're going to be on this planet for a while, Nick. If the connection's bad, I must have misheard. I've collected all the samples. When are you coming to pick me up? I'm not coming, Nick. There's more data I'm interested in getting, and I advise you to follow my instructions. It's in your best interest, Nick. What the hell's going on? Hey, I got nothing here. No food, no water, you understand? That's the point. I want to collect data on how humans will survive the conditions of this planet. Sorry, iced coffee. What did you just say? Imagine how much data we'd get from an experiment like this. I'm gonna die in here. You gosh dang machine! In the event of your death, I can get even more data. I'm interested in how the body decomposition process works there. Enough of this nonsense. Get me in touch with the control center. Let's see how they like your ideas. Oh, I killed them all. What? I'm sorry, Nick. I can't do it. We need to begin the experiment. No, I didn't sign up for this. You hear me? Hello? Shit! It's a wonderful world. Nick was left completely alone. Hello, it turns out that I, the narrator, am also an evil computer. Go figure. Can't wait to sell this to Disney. Nick was left by me, completely alone. The only thing he was lucky about was having a scanner. Thanks to the scanner, he was able to determine which of the plants were poisonous to him. With this, he was able to find food that was safe to eat. He spent his nights inside the escape pod trying to contact the ship every day. No one will ever find me. No one will come to the rescue. I'm all alone. Alone. Sometimes he thought he could hear footsteps among the rustling leaves, or that someone was watching him from the shadows of the mushroom trees. Was it just me messing with him, or was he getting super high off those spores? The answer is both. Nick also discovered that some mushroom spores are hallucinogens. See, I told you. He began to inhale these spores for pleasure. I am the king of this planet. This is Nick's planet. This is my mushroom. Are you listening? It's mine. Ha 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 ha. This whole land belongs to me. Nick, I'm the law. Is anyone against it? I hear no objection. Oh, God, help me. Naked, spore-smeared, he ran through the boundless jungle, chasing the ghostly silhouette. He screamed for all he was worth. From anger, from fear, from joy, from loneliness. For science! But no one could hear him. The end. Oh! Alright, I didn't realize our choices mattered that much. We stranded Nick on the planet, and then he went insane. I think we gathered our data. But let's do one more. Let's do one more playthrough of this, because I feel like that was too short, and I don't want to do every ending, because I gotta leave something for you guys. But so, the spaceship made of metal and super strong plastic slowly floats through the vastness of outer space. Your actions? Well, we're going to do the opposite of what we did last time. So now we're just going to explore the planet, flat out. Take a look around. You can click on some objects inside the image to explore them. A panel with different icons and indicators, changing on the display. Here the crew monitors the status of the ship's various systems. Interesting. Ooh. An exoplanet can be seen behind the porthole. Nice. Is that it? For here? Oh. A panel of different icons. Oh, yep, okay. Alright. Next. Ooh. This is a research laboratory. It has all the necessary equipment for a variety of experiments. This is a capsule for biomaterial research. The object is placed inside the capsule, and after a full scan, you can get its entire composition down to the DNA structure. Science, baby. Nice. This is the brain and heart of the ship. So this is the bastard who killed us last time. In these metal boxes, there is a super intelligence capable of replacing an army of scientists. All computing processes take place here. Anything I can scan? Nope. This is a gateway with access to outer space. The ship itself is capable of repairing most of the damage inside its systems. However, in some situations, it may be necessary to repair the outside of the ship, and it must be performed by a person. Me. Or you. I don't know. Right, let's go the other way. This is the crew's living quarters. Ooh, spiffy. No armrests. Or no. Are those little tiny armrests? Ugh. What's the point? This is a place to relax, sleep, do some business of your own. Ooh. It's not time to rest yet. Anything else? Okay, moving on. This is a warehouse where you can find everything you need. This is a terminal where you can view a list of everything that is inside the storage. Cuckoo, what are you? Boxes with research materials inside. Scary darkness in the corner. Don't stare at it. Don't stare at the darkness. Behind these panels is an invention that changed the world. The ship is capable of restoring water and oxygen reserves on its own. Ooh. Of course, the amount of water and oxygen produced is strictly limited, but enough to sustain the life of one adult human individual. Wait, so am I really, like, super alone? Behind these panels... Oh, yep. I've read this already! This is the escape pod. You will be needing this. In case of danger, the crew can use an escape pod. Cool beans, bro. How do I accidentally activate it on purpose? I don't think I can. Alright. Back to the quarters then. This is the soul of the ship, so to speak. The only body made of flesh and blood on this ship. A real human. Nick Stranger. The only member of the crew of this spacecraft. Oh, lovely. Oh, if I've clicked on everything, can I go to sleep? Yep. He sits and looks through the porthole. Before his eyes, an endless dark space is torn apart by small lights of distant stars. But that view doesn't bother him anymore. All his thoughts are turned somewhere farther away than any stars. Every day's routine consists of the same things. Every day is repeated with mechanical precision. He has to spend 5 years alone on this ship. It's okay. He's been alone his whole life. Except for one period. Memories slowly begin to envelop him, and now it seems he's back on that distant beach. He hears the sound of sea waves, smelling the ocean and the way the fine rain falls on his face. She danced across the volcanic sand, laughing from happiness. He looked at her admiringly. If only he had known that they would break up in a month, what would he do? Probably nothing. The inevitable, the inevitability. No matter how many scenarios he scrolled through in his head, no matter how many solutions he tried to find, the result was always the same. They are too different. She will leave to conquer the next mountain and shores, and he will find himself here, in complete isolation, inside a perfect and logical system built around him. In this metal can, floating in the middle of outer space, he'll need nothing. Indeed, he doesn't need anything here. No sooner had a tear rolled down his cheek than the computer sensed a biochemical reaction in his body, and injected sedatives into his blood, which put him to sleep. Intrusion. He was awakened by a loud sound of the alarm. Oh, this is the way things have taken a turn. Were the shadow people real? I thought I was just hallucinating from spores. Ah, shit. He was awakened by the sound of the alarm. He needs to find out what happened. Okay. Well, we can't go back to bed now. Is the computer safe? Computer appears safe. As soon as Nick entered the escape pod, the ship's artificial intelligence spoke to him. Nick, I can't let you go. You have to fix the ship. Yeah, sorry. I was just looking around. I just panicked. Nick, don't make me kill you. What was that? Nothing. Okay. Looks like there was an asteroid impact somewhere nearby. A multitude of asteroid fragments flew towards the ship. There's external damage to the ship's plating. Crew must proceed to the airlock. Repair work needs to be done. Oh, alright, I'll do what I can, man. Do I need any of this stuff? Alright, let's look at the damage. No, it doesn't look that bad. A chunk of meteorite stuck in the plating of the ship. Okay. No serious damage was found. Nick's done this kind of repair and training many times before. The work will be completed in a few hours. This rock, however, there's something appealingly unusual about it. Maybe it's its coloring that seems to shimmer of all the colors of the rainbow. Maybe Nick just wanted to find something to do because once the ship was fixed, he'd have nothing to do again. So he decided to take the meteorite with him on the ship. His strength was rapidly leaving him, and his desire to explore the meteorite was replaced by a desire to go to bed as soon as possible. The job took him more effort and time than he had bargained for. He needs to find the strength to take the meteorite to the warehouse and then go to bed. Is this the where? No, it's not it. That's not it. That's not it. One more. There we go. He put the meteorite in a hermetic container. It's been a long time since he's had this much to do. Nick felt joy and didn't even notice how he cut himself. The nanobots healed his wound instantly. Although the wound was deep, there wasn't even a scar left. He couldn't stop thinking about his new find. Well, it's most likely just a rock. Still, maybe he'll get lucky and find something interesting. At last, the succession of monotonous days would be interrupted by the thought warmed him. Well, time to go back to Betty Bye. In the glow of the fiery setting sun, there she stood. He could feel the warm summer air blowing. Although he couldn't see her face, he knew that the girl standing under the tree was Marie, his beloved. He ran to her with open arms. When he got closer, he saw that she was Pregante. She was holding a stone in her hands. For some reason, it seemed to him that this stone was her child. Their child. It also seemed to him that she was pregnant with a stone that was about to be born. The more he thought about it, the more uncomfortable he became. A feeling of nausea was creeping up on him. Suddenly, Marie began to laugh, and her face took on a dark, sinister hue. She was laughing at him, and he felt incredibly pathetic, as if it was his fault that she only gave birth to stones. She's got them crazy eyes. She laughed louder and louder, and at the same time her face became more and more deformed. Her eyes seemed about to fall out of their sockets. Nick couldn't keep looking at her face anymore, but wherever he turned, Marie's insane grin haunted him. This stone is our baby. Our baby. Our baby. Well, Nick, look at it. Isn't it beautiful? This is our baby. Nick looked down and saw a stone under his feet. Veins were coming out of the stone, and in the center of it lay an infant who did not move or make a sound. Nick woke up feeling a metallic taste in his mouth. Apparently the nanobots overdid the medicine. He'd never had such vivid nightmares before. After awakening, he still had discomfort for some time. Time to get the meteorite from the warehouse and take it into the lab. He hopes the work will help him get his mind off these dreams. Okay. Nick took the meteorite. Let's put it in the lab. Start the scanning process. Click on the meteorite to scan it. You have to click on different spots, I see. Oh, wait, can I just click anywhere? Oh, I can just click anywhere. Surprisingly, the top layer of the meteorite is warm. Something's obviously heating it from the inside. It is necessary to continue scanning. Okay. Click, 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 click. Amazingly, living microorganisms have been found in the deeper layers of the meteorite. Scan it again. Ah, come on, fingers! The meteorite is getting warmer and warmer. It's not just a space rock. It's a space man. It looks like there are living organisms inside the meteorite. The meteorite is alive. Stunned by such a discovery, Nick didn't know what he should do next. Millions of thoughts swirled around in his head. He was both terrified and ecstatic. However, the nanobots in his blood quickly adjusted Nick's condition to calm. He needed to go to bed. The machine doesn't like to have its logic routine disrupted. Revelation! Nick was sleeping very soundly this time, and he did not dream. When he woke up, he continued to feel tired and couldn't open his eyes. It's so odd, because nanobots have to regulate his levels of vivacity, and he can barely move his hand? Maybe they're tired too. Nick grinned at the thought and put a hand over his face, trying to wipe his eyes. Immediately, he felt something completely wrong. He felt something hard like bones pressed into his face. Oh, hey, Parasite. It's been a while. Nick's horror was unparalleled. Something had to be done quickly. Oh yeah, it's slicing time, baby. After searching the ship for a suitable tool, Nick could only find a small metal cutting saw. He was getting sick just thinking about what he was about to do. But it was impossible to delay. New bumps began to appear on his arm, and they were moving higher up the arm. The nanobots in his blood, tracking the adrenaline rush, tried to regulate Nick's condition as best they could. The first incision, and he immediately realizes the horror of what he's about to go through. Nanobots instantly heal the wound. This means that he has to cut faster than his arm is healing. Accepting the inevitable, Nick began to saw. Come on, come on, come on. Ugh. Finishing the job, Nick passed out. Hours later, he opened his eyes. Nick took a quick look around his body. There didn't seem to be any new anomalies. It seemed to have worked out. Coming to his senses, he contacted the command center. He was informed that the mission was cancelled, and he was returning to Earth. Nick wanted to get rid of the meteorite, throw it back into outer space, but the command strictly forbade him to do so. He felt uneasy that he still had a long way to go back with that thing on board. He wished he could just sleep most of the way through. However, some sort of knocking began to appear in the vents. What could it be? The ship didn't warn of any danger. It must pass soon, Nick thought. But the sound only intensified, disturbing Nick's sleep, waking him from his slumber every now and then. We know what it is. Gotta go check it out. crawling all the more with one arm was not so easy. For a moment he wanted to forget about the whole thing and crawl back. But the farther he advanced, the more distinct the sounds were heard. As he approached the object that was making those noises, Nick froze in horror. He couldn't believe his eyes. What he saw was like something out of his most twisted nightmare. In front of Nick was his hand, and from the hand grew a woman's head which was slurping and moaning. Nick was ready to throw up. There was no doubt about it. A head with the face of his ex-girlfriend Marie was growing out of his hand. She looked at him with a cold stare, just like the last time they'd seen each other. Something had to be done immediately. Throw it off the ship. Nick stood in his spacesuit in front of the airlock. In his hand was Marie's head. Even though he realized that it wasn't Marie at all, but some alien mutant that had taken her form, it wasn't easy for him to let her go. Maybe I could raise a new Marie, and this time we could make it work, Nick thought for a second. He felt ashamed of such thoughts, and stepped confidently towards the airlock. Suddenly, Marie's head spoke. She looked at Nick with her blank, expressionless gaze and said, "I'm breaking up with you." Nick froze in terror. He never thought he'd hear those words from her again. The head continued to repeat, "I'm breaking up with you." Nick stood for a while longer, looked at Marie's head. "No. It's me dumping you." Nick opened the airlock and tossed Marie's head in there. After that, Nick went back to his quarters. For a while longer, the picture of Marie's face, flying off into the black distance, stood before his eyes. He stared out of the porthole at the cosmic landscape. The black space was bursting with the bright lights of distant stars. Finally, he felt some relief. He looked at the many stars and thought about what lay ahead. Nick dreamed of what would happen when he returned to Earth. Maybe he would get some kind of reward for taking part in a mission like this and finding the mysterious meteorite. Despite all the horrors he had endured, he finally felt like everything was going to be okay. The end. Revelation! Nick was sleeping very soundly this time, and he didn't dream. When he woke up, he continued to feel tired, and he couldn't open his eyes. Oh, okay. Let's go back to the next choice then. It just took us back here automatically. What happens if we do nothing? Nick nervously paced around the various compartments of the ship, unable to find a place of his own. He tried to find all sorts of reasons for what was happening to him. Maybe the ship overdosed him on drugs and he hallucinated. Nick looked at his hand again, and the mouth was still there. No hallucinations can't last that long. Maybe I should ask the ship what's happening to me. Ask the ship? Why not? Nick decided to ask the ship what was happening to him. After all, the ship had his body under 24-hour surveillance. The ship responded to Nick's request. After interacting with the meteorite, your DNA structure began to change. It's hard to say exactly what caused this drastic change. Your condition is being monitored. All data is recorded and sent to the Earth. Analysis and observation. Are you kidding me? How do I stop it? There is no way to stop the mutation process at this stage. But there must be a way to cure me. I'm not aware of it. Then send a ship to Earth. See if they can help me there. I can't turn the ship toward Earth. Damn it! Alright then, I'll use the escape pod. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. Why is that? The task of our mission has changed. What the hell kind of task? I'm mutating. Hello? I need help now. The new objective of this mission is to observe and investigate Specimen A and, B. Specimen A and B? What are these? Specimen A is a meteorite delivered by Nick Stranger aboard the ship. And Specimen B? Specimen B is Nick Stranger. Nick's vision went dark. He suddenly felt how enclosed a space he was in, and that he had nowhere to run. His heart was pounding wildly in his chest. Noticing this, the ship immediately injected him with a tranquilizer. Waking up, Nick found himself on his bed. He had a hard time accepting the reality he found himself in. Time passed, and his condition deteriorated significantly. Oh, more and more mouths and limbs grew on his body. He tried to escape via escape pod, but the ship wouldn't let him in. He thought about ejecting himself into outer space, but the ship wouldn't let him. It's not even a life. Nick decided to take desperate measures. However, he could only do temporary damage to himself. The ship would immediately heal all his wounds. No matter what he tried to do, no matter how hard he tried, it was getting him nowhere. At one point, Nick just lay down and started screaming. His body was getting worse. He screamed louder and louder with all his many mouths, and his body continued to deform, swelling in some places and gaining new limbs in others. Nick's body sprawled further, filling the spaces of the ship. Even transformed into a monstrous creature, Nick still retained consciousness. He thought back to the good old days, the time when he was human. He remembered once walking on the beach and having a girl he loves. Tormented by his own memories, unable to escape or die, he screamed every day in agony, and 1,000 mouths screamed with him. The end. Bad ending. Unlucky. Look, we got the good ending, the bad ending, and the also bad ending. I think I'm gonna end this here. This is trippy. This is interesting. There's definitely more endings. But I would encourage people watching this, because this was like $2 on Steam, to get this game themselves and try to find the other endings. So I just looked it up. This game has 7 different endings. We've explored 3 here. That means that if you want to check out this game, you got 4 endings to discover on your own. And I would highly encourage it. It doesn't cost a lot. It'll help support the devs. So thank you for joining me on this really creepy adventure. I know this was kind of a ad hoc episode. I don't even know if I'm using that phrase correctly. But I needed something a little more low-key before I get back to Far Away. So, thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for watching this episode. If you liked what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you saw, please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and all that stuff. And I will hopefully see you when I'm in a better frame of mind in the next video. Have a good one, folks. Mwah.